Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Jonna. This is Jonna OMG. Today I'll be reviewing Summer House's Martha's Vineyard. This is season 2, episode 8, Gossip Girl. And honey, the Gossip Girl is Miss Natalie, honey. Yeah. This episode is really a prime example of how the rumor mill gets started. Like, it was crazy. But anyway, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I want to hear your thoughts about this season and this episode in the comment section so we can chat below. But let's go ahead and get right on into this review. So before we start talking about Miss Natalie, honey, the Gossip Girl, remember we left off last episode with a to be continued. Bria was heated, pissed at Simon for wearing a flamingo costume to Nick's event. She told Simon to pack up his stuff, like this relationship is over. He was like, no. Some kind of way they started talking downstairs to Amir. Amir was trying to be the mediator, but he was drunk out of his mind. Like, I don't even know. Whatever Amir said even made sense to them too, because he was so drunk. I did think at the time Bria was blowing it out of proportion, right? I was like, I don't know if this is enough to like end the relationship. But she was like, he doesn't care about me. He's so disrespectful. But I can also see Simon doing these kind of things quite often, like being drunk out of his mind and just doing like reckless things. I can see him doing that. So maybe, I'm sure this is not the first time she's had to deal with Simon in this capacity. But I still didn't think the flamingo costume alone was enough to break up over. However, she did later explain that, you know, Simon has these events and she likes to put her best foot forward. And this was an event for Nick to honor his late line brother. So it was, you know, a black tie event. So the flamingo costume really didn't have any place in the space. So, but she was like, you know, I try to behave well at your events. And he called her out on it later. He was like, nah, you don't really behave well at my events either. But she told him, like, Simon, I moved to Germany. Like, black people are a minority, like, and a minority for sure. I think I looked it up. It was like 0.3% black people in all of Germany. Like, she's clearly the minority. And I guess she's had some interaction with people in Simon, like his cousin or something, somebody else said some racist remarks to her. So at the event of Simon's, he had like a watch event. So Bria, I guess, like, said her piece and she waited out in the car and I guess didn't come back to the event. So Simon felt like that was bad behavior. But I'm like, at least Simon, she didn't like make a mockery of your event. You know what I mean? Like, granted, this event wasn't Bria's event, but still, like, I could see Simon, like I said, doing some. He got more than one flamingo costume. I know that for sure. He got a flamingo costume. He probably got like a bear, a dinosaur, like. He got a couple other costumes in his suitcase. I already know. But anyway, they end up clearing the air later on. But yeah, I understood where Bria was coming from. I understood Simon a little bit too. He was like, you was just so quick to throw the relationship, you know, out the window just because of this flamingo costume. She was like, no, it's like, you're not protecting me. You're not listening to me. You're not respecting me when I say things, when I'm telling you I've had these experiences with your family members. You're not protecting me in these spaces. And I told you that this was a black tie event, and yet you still came down and made a mockery and put this flamingo costume on. But they're still together, so good thing they can communicate, right? So it's the next day after Nick's event, and it's day 11 out of 15, so they only have a few days left at the vineyard. But I am curious to how long the other summer house gets to stay, because though I feel like 15 days is long enough for a vacation, however, is it long enough to film a TV show? Because it seems so quick. Like, our next episode is going to be the season finale. I'm like, dang, we just got here, I feel like. So does anybody know? Please comment down below if you know how long the other summer house gets to stay. I know they got the summer house and winter house over in Bravo, but how long does the summer house get to stay? Because I'm so curious. I feel like this is so short. But anyway, so today, Preston's boyfriend, who I still can't remember his name, Dennis? Oh my gosh. What is his name? I feel like it's Dennis. I'm going to stick with it. So Preston's boyfriend and Nick's girlfriend are leaving, and then I guess other people will drift off. No, I think Simon is leaving too. Is Simon leaving? No, Simon's still there. Simon's still there. So it's just Nick's girlfriend and Preston's boyfriend that are leaving. So the girls go outside for a little chat. So it's Bria, Shanice, Noelle. You know, they always are together. And then Natalie decides to join them. And I'm like, Natalie? I thought it was weird when I seen her walking up to join the ladies. I'm like, first, I don't even think you've had any conversation with those three ladies in particular during this whole trip. And just a few days ago, if not the day before, weren't you just saying how you didn't condone some of the behavior in the house, like twerking and loud and all of that, like during the Freaknik? Like, that's not the behavior you do. So like now all of a sudden you want to go have like girl talk with them. I don't know. I don't buy it. It's given, one, either she fishing for information, two, she just wants some camera time. And it may be a combination of those two, honestly. But I just didn't feel like, I don't know, I didn't feel it was genuine. Because I'm like, I didn't see her talk to any one of those ladies at all. She's just been up Amir's butt the whole time, which is fine, like whatever, like, but I don't know. So the conversation was around Nick and how he gets touchy-feely and flirtatious with other women, knowing that he has a girlfriend. Now, I did think that they had already talked about this. Like, Nick had cleared the air with Summer and Jordan about this subject as well. Now, I don't know if Bria, Shanice, and Noelle were privy to the conversation that he had with Summer and Jordan, but they peeped it as well. And so this is how the rumor mill gets started, because neither one of the ladies actually said that he was touchy-feely on them. They just noticed the behavior in him. And so Natty was like, well, I can tell Tasia if y'all want. And I'm like, both of the ladies like, nah, that's not my place. I'm not involved in people's relationship. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I don't want no part of that. Like, no. So they basically said no to her. I felt like they were saying no to her telling Tasia, but you know what she did. So that's why I was like, I feel like Natalie is trying to get some stake in the show a little bit, which is calculated because, like I said, you hadn't even been talking to these girls, so you fishing for information so you can try to get some stake in the show. But I peep it, girl. I peep it. So they all headed to brunch. So half of them decide to bike ride to brunch, which is, I guess, like their annual thing, and the other half drive cars. But anyway, so Natalie at brunch gets up and wants to talk to Tasia, right? So she was like, I want to talk to you. Do you mind if we go and chat for a little bit? And Tasia was like, it depends. Like, what do we need to talk about right now? And she was like, I just want to keep you in the loop before things come out and you hear things. I want you to be aware of some things. Obviously, Nick was sitting right there. So if you can't say it in front of Nick, it's obviously about Nick. Because what else do we have to talk about? So Tasia respectfully declined her offer to talk. She was like, girl, no, like, I'm finna leave in a little bit. Like, we're good. We don't need to talk. Deuces. So that was it. So Tasia leaves. Preston boyfriend leave. And so Nick, I guess, texts Natalie. It was like, Tasia really didn't like, what just happened. What is this about? Because Nick ain't dumb. Obviously, it's about him. And so Natalie tells Nick, oh, well, Bria, Shanice, and Noelle said that you're touchy, and I just wanted to let Tasia know what the girls were saying, And so, of course, this fires Nick up. He's like, this is, ridiculous. Like, and he wants to have a conversation with everybody when they got back to the house about it. But before we get into Nick, let me tell y'all about Noelle. So they were still at brunch at this point, and so Noelle had asked Alex, oh, well, do you wish that you had brought somebody to couples weekend? I don't even remember what Alex said, but I'm just like, girl. And then on the way back from brunch, they were riding in the car, and she asked the question. She was like, well, Alex, what do you think? Well, Alex, what do you think about this? Well, Alex, I'm like, girl, give it up. Girl, Noelle, give it up. He's just not interested. Like, he's just not interested. It's obvious you're trying to fish for information to see if he has somebody else in his life. Like, he's not interested in Noelle. Like, leave it alone. Nobody else is studying Alex but you. Like, I wouldn't have nothing else to say to Alex. Like, we can kiki, take shots here and there, but like, it's over. It's done. Like, Noelle, stop. But anyway, they come back from brunch, and Nick is ready to address some shit, y'all, because he feels like he hadn't even tried to touch Shanice, Bria, nor Noelle. he recognized the situation with Summer and Jordan because he is closer to them in the house. So plus they had already talked about it. Like I said, I don't think the other girls were privy to that conversation that Nick had with Summer and Jordan. But he ready to address it because he's like, ain't no way y'all thinking I'm touching y'all. But child, I'm gonna put a little blame on Natalie because, like I said, this is how rumors get started. Because Bria, Shanice, nor Noelle they were just speaking on his behavior. They didn't actually say that Nick touched them, but that's how Natalie relayed the message back to Nick. So of course they got him more amped up. So I think it was just a case of miscommunication. Obviously, Natalie kind of misconstrued things with when the girls were talking, and Noelle was like, "Girl, like how you invited to the girl chat, and then you run back and tell Nick when we had already established that it didn't need to go any further." Like all of them was like, "Nah, we ain't gonna say, don't say nothing to Tasia, don't say nothing to Nick, da 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 da." So that was it. Nick was heated, and they left on a to be continued yet again. So I'm sure we'll pick back up on the next episode in this particular moment, because Nick was kind of like, his voice had raised a little bit when he was talking to Bria. Bria was like, "Don't speak to me in that manner. Don't raise your voice." Like, he was like heated. And she was like, "You have been flirting with me before. Like, you flirted with me at the boat. Like, we seen your eyes wander with Shanice." But I'm like, okay, to be fair, Shanice is naked half the time. Okay, my eyes will look at Shanice too, because I'm like, okay, this is a naked person. Not that I'm like hounding her down, staring at her, but I'm just like, anybody naked run past me, I'm be like, okay, it's a naked person. I don't know. But anyway, so we'll see how they wrap up that conversation, y'all. But like I said, next episode is the season finale. Like, this is just episode 9. Like, it ended so quickly. Like, please, if y'all know, please tell me about the other summer house. Like, how long, how many episodes do they have? I am very curious at this point, because we finna be, time is up. Time is up. But that was it, y'all. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about Natalie. I think I'm gonna keep my eye out on her. But how y'all feel about Nick? Do y'all think like he's overtly flirtatious? I can't talk today. When he's drunk, but let me know what y'all think. But that's it. Thank you. Bye.